So while Americans are struggling to put food on their table, and they're struggling to take care of their health and take care of their family and raise their kids, Donald Trump is building ballrooms, and Donald Trump is absolutely grifting and making millions of dollars off of the American people with all of his grifts and his scams. And his sons, like, Don Jr., are getting all these business deals from the Pentagon, and they're just absolutely sitting back raking in the dough while people are struggling to make ends meet. It's truly a sickening thing to watch. But what's even more sickening to me is this next clip I'm going to show you, where Donald Trump talks about all the marble that he's put in the White House and how that he's doing it to preserve our heritage. I really didn't know that that's what this country was built on, but he seems to think so. Take a look.
So we went through 4 years of that stuff. Nobody does it better. And this year it's just so good that they actually said the White House looks phenomenal when you add up all of the other things that we've done today. I tell people, for the first 4 years, I was the hunted. So I didn't have a lot of time to fix up the floors, to redo the Lincoln bathroom. I took a little heat. It was the worst job. It was done in many years ago. It was done during actually the Truman administration with very cheap green tile. That was in Lincoln. Now we have it done in beautiful, beautiful paradisial marble. It's all book matched and so beautiful. And people said, oh, why is he wasting time? That's not wasting time. That's saving our heritage. Many, many things like that. It's saving the heritage of this country. And it's so...
I got to be honest with you. When I think about the foundation of this country, and I think about our founding fathers, and I think about everything that we've been through over the years as a country, I don't think about gold. I don't think about gold and silver, and I don't think about marble bathrooms. That's not what I think about when I think about American heritage at all. What I think about is all of the struggles that we've been through and overcame, and where we've been. And I think back on all the things that we've lived through and the things that we need to still work to try to overcome and do better. I think back on all the stains on American history that we really need to try to work to erase and try to work to put in the dustbin of history. And so many good people have over the years. So many people have went to bat for equality and for freedom and for civil rights and for standing up for people and helping people. So many good people have been out there leading the fight. But Donald Trump is not one of those people, and neither is anyone in the MAGA movement from the top to the bottom. None of those people have ever been about preserving the greater good of this country. Because when Donald Trump talks about being successful, if you'll notice, all he talks about is his wealth. He says you're going to be richer than ever. You're going to be wealthier than ever. You're going to win. To him, everything is about winning, and everything is about the money and the amount of money that you can win. He doesn't care about a hard day's work because he's never had to put one in. He can't relate to you because he's never had to face the struggles that you face every day. So he raised his kids to be just like him. And once he's gone, they will probably still try to stick around and be in politics because look at the fortunes they've made off their dad. Look at the money that they've set back and raked in while bitching about Hunter Biden's laptop. That's the thing about these people. They're really good at putting talking points out into the world to get you to fight and get you pissed off about something. And you'll put all of your focus and attention on Hunter Biden and his business dealings and turn a blind eye to Don Jr. and all of his and all of Donald Trump and his crypto and just all the grifts that he's done and all the merchandise he's sold and all the bullshit that he's, put out into the world. But Donald Trump is not a relatable dude in the sense that he's relatable as to how he's lived his life. I've always said this, if Donald Trump had literally came from nothing, if he'd have been somebody who just came from the absolute bottom, came from out of nowhere and rose to power and rose to the top, that would be one thing. But I have a feeling that somebody that would come from the bottom like that, someone who would struggle their entire life to get somewhere, would probably be more appreciative of what they got when they got it. When you're raised the way Donald Trump is in a world where everything's handed to you on a silver platter, where you never have to work for anything, where your daddy gives you a small loan of $1 million, when you're brought up that way, then everything is about the money, everything is about the value, everything's about the gold and the marble and the silver and the winning and how it looks on TV. That's what you're about if you've lived the life that Donald Trump has lived and been brought up in the world that he was brought up in. There's no way that he can understand your day-to-day living. He doesn't at all. And I've said many times he wouldn't last 5 minutes if he was in our world. I've said many times I'm willing to start a reality show tomorrow called, we'll start a reality show. Could Donnie survive in Harlan, Kentucky? I don't think he could make it 5 minutes if you sent him there. I think if he had to work every day of his life and pay a mortgage on a home and pay a car payment and pay insurance on that car and that home and pay all of his bills and buy the groceries, I guarantee you he wouldn't think groceries was an old-fashioned word if he had to get up every day and go to work for a living. And if he, first of all, I don't even think he would walk up to the mouth of a coal mine. I don't think he would even walk up to it, but let's just say that he did. He wouldn't get 5 feet back in there before he had a panic attack and came out screaming like a little bitch. There's no way in the world that he would last 5 minutes in their world, but yet he'll go put a hard hat on and give a thumbs up and act like he's some tough guy and cosplay, and it resonates with people. And it's truly sad that it does. But Donald Trump only understands money, and to him, money is winning. If you're getting rich, then you're winning, then you're successful. And when it comes down to why he resonated with his base, well, it always circles back to the racism. And I know people gets tired of hearing me say that, but what else is it? It sure ain't the fact that you can relate to him on the level that he struggled like you. The only thing you're really sitting back cheering on is the words that he chooses to call people and the cruelty that he chooses to put out into the world, and the fact that he will say all the quiet parts out loud that you've been dying to say for years. I mean, honestly, when I see people go off on these racist rants, I know they're disgusting, and I know they're disheartening, and I know that you don't like hearing them, and I don't enjoy hearing them either. But honestly, when I see someone like Tucker Carlson just go off on his bigoted racist shit, it's like, well, at least we know where he stands. We don't have to wonder about him. At least we're not sitting there, supporting what he does, and he's that way behind closed doors. I know Donald Trump has brought out the worst in Americans, and you saw sides of your family members and your friends you never thought was there, and they've disappointed you greatly. But wouldn't you have rather just known about it? Wouldn't you have rather just known that that's how it was, as opposed to, living the rest of your life not knowing what a asshole you was sitting beside or supporting? So, yeah, he's preserving our heritage. And there's people that will continue to support that. There's people that will say, yeah, man, he see what he's doing, Brando. I know he's doing all this stuff, but it's very valuable that he's doing it because he's protecting and preserving our heritage by putting gold and marble in the White House. That's not our heritage, and that's not what we're about, and it was never what we were about. And it's just a shame that people let their hatred blindside them and lose sight of what we really were supposed to be. We were supposed to be about a country that was free. We were supposed to be about living the American dream. We were supposed to be about live and let live. And over the years, it just turned into a cutthroat game show that Donald Trump is the host of, and people are sitting back cheering for it. It's truly disgusting and discouraging. But at the end of the day, I do believe we'll come out on the right side of it one way or the other. And no matter how you slice it, I always say we're on the right side of history, so that's what we have to hang on to. It's sickening. It is. When you see all that gold in the White House. I really hope that whoever comes in next, if there's a Democratic president that follows this, I just really hope it's not someone who's going to go in there and be like, well, now everybody, let's just all heal. Let's just all hug. I really hope we get to see them just destroy every bit of that shit. I hope we get to see that ballroom smashed all to hell. I hope we get to see all the gaudy gold he's had just melted down and sold and gave to people that need it. Because it's just so sickening what he's turned this country into. He's not in any way preserving the heritage by putting gold and marble. No, he is feeding his ego. That's all this is about. That's all his presidency's ever been about. That's why those are the things that matters to him. It's his ego. It's not you. It's not the hard work you're putting in every day. It's how can I feed my ego? That's all that matters to Donald Trump.